Many Jamaicans were jolted awake Friday morning by shaking as a 5.3 magnitude earthquake a little after 8 o'clock shook the island. The earthquake unit says the epicenter was located approximately 6 kilometers northeast of Golden Spring in St. Andrew. But the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, says there have been reports that it was felt right across the island.
We have one report coming out of Donington Castle in St. Mary of a house there suffering some cracks. So that is to be officially confirmed. And an unconfirmed report of a gentleman that was in a tree. We don't really have the location, but my team is doing some checks, and that he was in the tree while at the point of the earthquake, and a limb broke and he suffered I think a broken hip.
There have been multiple small earthquakes recently.
We are extremely prone to earthquakes, and a big one can happen at any time. Once you're in an earthquake zone, the large one can happen at any time. So what you'll have is constant tremors. We have way in excess of 200 tremors per annum. Some are felt, some are not felt. We have had, I think, to date, 10 felt earthquakes since the start of this year.
Still, several people across the corporate area described today's earthquake as frightening.
I was home. I was trying to pull out my hair and I feel the house shaking. Like, I said, hold on, what's going on? I hear some rumbling, but it was really hard. It's short. But then I realized what's going on.
I was sitting down at the doctor office and I felt it. Just run under the earth and then the chair rocked 2 times.
I was in my room, right, when suddenly the whole world started shaking. So I jumped down off the bed, under the bed, and hid under there, but nothing else happened. I stayed under there for about half an hour and then my phone started ringing. Everybody from foreign asking me if I was okay.
2 women among the minority said they weren't really fazed by the shaking because it didn't last very long.
Nothing. I just know that the earthquake was coming. I felt it, and that was it. If it persists, I move accordingly, go under the table or stand within the door jam.
But it wasn't as traumatizing as the first one. It was go downstairs and go over the assembly park.
Now, in previous cases, even after the earthquakes, shaking continued, not physically, but mentally. Psychologist Dr. Leakim Samaj says that's completely normal.
It is something that stays with you for quite some time. You keep imagining everything you hear and feel. You keep imagining that it's more earthquake, as we know that, yes, the tremors can continue for days. This can happen, and it does happen. But as long as people know that these are the circumstances, it'll be easy for them to cope with it, but it will go and take a little while for them.
The last time Jamaica experienced an earthquake with great impact was on October 30, 2023. It was a magnitude 5.6 earthquake. Ramarda Lyons, TVJ News.